Today I'm sharing 10 things I quit to finally have my best curls. Now, I was wearing my hair curly for many years, following the curly girl method and all the popular things. But it wasn't until I stopped doing these 10 things that my hair started to look good consistently and my routine got simpler and easier. Some of these may not apply to your hair type, but if you have hair like mine, fine, lower density, low porosity, then these will all make a big difference for you, especially the last one. That's the one that helped my hair go from flat, frizzy, and stretched out to bouncy and defined for more than just a few hours. Now, the first big thing that I stopped doing was applying my styling products to towel dried hair. This was something that I've been doing most of my life. You kind of get conditioned into shampoo, condition, rinse, put your hair up in a towel, get out of the shower, do everything, and then you start applying your styling products. Whether you have straight or curly hair, that's just always how it has been. And although I kept seeing advice to apply your hair to wet product, I really didn't understand what this meant, and I was applying it to towel dried hair. And towel dried hair is not the same as wet, damp hair. It's still kind of damp, but it's more on the dry side than on the damp side. And I'm not talking about like plopping your hair for like 2 or 3 minutes. I mean like putting it up. It could be a plop or a hair towel and it's up for like 10-15 minutes and then taking it down and putting your styling products in. That was the main reason that I could not get my curls to clump better. Lots more frizz when I did it like that. So when I finally decided, let me apply my styling products in the shower, big game changer. That was huge. So much less frizz, so much better definition. And if you need your hair to not be as wet, you can totally plop your hair for a couple of minutes, squeeze the water out, and then apply your styling products. But you want to avoid waiting with a towel in your hair and then applying your styling products after. The second thing I stopped doing was using curl cream. I thought that I had to use curl cream. Every curly hair product line has a shampoo, conditioner, leave-in conditioner, curl cream, and sometimes they will have other styling products like mousse and gel, but it was like curl cream was the styling product that you had to use. And I would use it. I would layer it over my leave-in conditioner, under my gel, and I could not figure out why my hair was always so stringy and it would like get fluffy and it would not last very long. So once I stopped using curl cream, skipped that all together and just went straight into my gel and my main styling products, that was huge for my hair to finally have long-lasting frizz control and definition. And so that my curls didn't just droop and go flat super quickly, because that curl cream was just too moisturizing and not all curly hair needs it. The third thing I stopped doing was co-washing. Again, I thought I had to do actually the no poo method back in the day, in the very beginning, and I was washing my hair with conditioner or a co-wash. I would alternate, and although my hair was like, the curls were pretty defined, right? I barely had any frizz. It was so flat and greasy all the time, like it just was not clean. My scalp was extremely angry. So once I ditched that and I started using actual shampoo is when I started to get more volume, more life in my hair, and I didn't have to wash it so often anyway. The fourth thing I stopped doing was hair treatments. My hair in the beginning did have some damage. I had some color damage, but it wasn't extreme. I wasn't like highlighting my hair multiple times a year. I had highlighted my hair like once, and I had dyed it many years before I started embracing it. I was heat styling though, so I had that heat styling damage, a flat iron and a curling rod that I would use. So there was some of that, but it really wasn't that bad because I wasn't doing a ton of other stuff. I also didn't like overuse products, so my hair wasn't super unhealthy. It could handle in the beginning the deep conditioners and protein treatments, but very quickly after, within a couple of months, I continued doing it because I thought I had to do it. And when I stopped doing it to see what happened, again, my hair was just happier. It was more voluminous. It's had less frizz, surprisingly, because it wasn't over moisturized, and it was behaving better. Like my style would last longer. I think a common theme in all of these was that I was giving my hair too much moisture, so when I started to take these things out of my routine, my style started lasting a lot longer. The fifth thing I stopped doing was using a microfiber hair towel. Now, those microfiber hair towels are really popular in the curly world. They have like the turban twist type things, and so many brands just make a regular, smaller towel that is microfiber material. And I thought that that was the best thing, but when I started using a t-shirt material, I realized it was much better than the microfiber material. I find that if I use the microfiber ones, it's almost the same as a regular hair towel. It takes out too much moisture, too much water, and it causes more frizz than when I use the t-shirt material. That doesn't absorb as much water, so I have a lot less frizz when I use a t-shirt material, so that's what I do now. The sixth thing I stopped doing was avoiding sulfates. So part of the whole no poo, curly girl method, all that was to avoid sulfates. I was using like really mild shampoos and co-washes and stuff like that, but it just wasn't enough for my hair and my scalp. And my scalp was pretty angry for a long time because I wasn't cleaning it properly. So it was like really itchy, very flaky. My hair would get greasy very, very fast. And my hair was over moisturized because I wasn't removing all the buildup. So it was like limp and frizzy, and it kind of was dry and soft at the same time. It's kind of like weird to explain. Like I had a lot going on and I couldn't figure it out for a long time. But actually using shampoo, like a clarifying sulfate shampoo once in a while, back then, I actually use them all the time now without a problem, really, really transformed my hair. That helped so much to remove the buildup. It really made my scalp much happier than before. And if you've got a good, healthy scalp, you're gonna have healthier hair that grows. The 7th thing I stopped doing was washing only once or twice a week. This is another thing that I thought I had to do, like stretch out my wash days so that I was using shampoo and conditioner less often. But really that is not ideal, and that was not working really well for me. So by day 3, my hair was really, really flat and greasy and stringy, and I was having to be really creative and come up with all kinds of different hairstyles and ways to cover my hair and my scalp because it looked gross. And then it felt really bad. Like it was so itchy all the time because it was dirty. And so I couldn't really do once a week. I would do twice a week, but my hair is much happier when I wash every other day. So that's what I've been doing for the last like 2 or 3 years now. And my hair hasn't dried out, like nothing bad has happened. My scalp has been so much happier. My hair's been really healthy. So really washing more works better for me. The 8th thing I stopped doing was layering multiple styling products, but there is a caveat here. So I was layering leave-in conditioner, curl cream, a foam or a mousse, and then maybe a serum, a gel, like so many products, and it was too heavy for my hair. So my hair would look great when I finished styling at first, like I finished diffusing, it was really nice and defined, but within a couple of hours it would fall flat and it just felt really icky because it was just too much product on it. So I started cutting back. And now I can layer some products, but I have to be very careful. So no moisturizing products, so there's no leave-ins or creams that are being layered in there and nothing like that. I can do like volumizing products and defining products like gels and foams, gels and mousses. But even with that, usually I'm just using one product. Unless I'm trying to add volume and I'm using a volumizing foam under the gel, that's the only time that I'll really layer 2 products, or if it's like really humid outside and I gotta add like a hairspray or some kind of serum or something to help with the humidity, that's about it. But layering all those different products was again too much for my hair, too much moisture, too much buildup. My light hair just cannot handle that amount of product. The 9th thing I stopped doing was cutting layers into my hair. Again, because of the lower density of my hair and the fact that it's fine, it just looks really thin the more layers that I have. So I stopped cutting so many layers, started doing more of a blunt, even length with a couple of face framing layers like I have right now, and it looks so much better. It would spring up much better. A shorter length also works well, but that may not be the case for you. But that really helped with the whole see-through stringiness part that I had in the ends of my hair, which is so stringy and see-through looking that it just really didn't look good, especially from the back. If I push it all to the front, you know, it looks great. But from the back, it looked terrible. And the more pictures I was taking as I was creating content online, I realized that this is not a good look. So stopped cutting all those layers, started doing more of a blunt one length cut, much, much better looking. And the last thing that I stopped doing that really probably had one of the biggest impacts was air drying. In the beginning, I thought that diffusing was damaging to my hair, and because I was rehabbing my hair and I had some damage, I wanted to avoid the diffuser. And if I did use it, I was diffusing on like cool, like no heat at all, which really doesn't do anything. So I started to diffuse with medium heat when I learned that diffusing really does not cause heat damage. It's not the same as straightening your hair with a dryer or using a straightening iron or anything like that, because the heat that is not being like directly applied with like a ceramic onto your hair is totally different. So it's not causing any damage. So I started diffusing with heat, and lo and behold, my hair continued to improve in its health over years. And diffusing, the biggest thing that it gave me was longevity. So before, where my style would last just for a couple of hours, like the day that I styled my hair, now I could go 2 or 3 days with my style. I'd lose a little bit of volume over the second and third day, of course, but my curl clumps would hold up, which was big, because before that they just would kind of get fluffy and like fall apart. I guess because my hair is so fine, it's kind of like flimsy, you know, there was like really no structure. And so diffusing really helped to lock in that shape. It helped so much for volume, a lot of lift in this area too, because my hair would just, with the weight of the water in it, used to be high porosity too in the beginning. So with the weight of the water in it, it would just pull it down, and this top part would be a lot straighter and flat, and then it would have a lot more curls in the ends. So diffusing really helped my hair to have more an even look to it, less of the uneven curl patterns all over. It was more similar in volume. It also helps my hair look less thin, a lot bulkier, like it has more density than it really does. And the biggest thing for me was longevity, because I'm not a type of person that likes to fuss with my hair every day. I'm gonna wash my hair and I don't want to touch it again for 2 or 3 days because I'm lazy. I really don't want to. So diffusing just really helped with that, and that's the one that I really want you to try if you haven't tried it yet. Now, so those are 10 things that I stopped doing. If you want to know what I do now that works really well, then watch this video next. It's called Fast Curly Hair Routine, and this is my current curly hair routine that takes me 16 minutes from start to finish, wash to dry. So you'll see all the things that are working in my hair. So just click the video you see on your screen and I'll see you there.